Okay, Bethany, with it being Christmas week, we're going to do something a little bit different.
Well, around here at the Hopecast, we like to handle the hard-hitting issues. So we will be deciding today, what is the ultimate Christmas movie? You and I have both compiled lists. We are going to be going back and forth, debating, presenting our cases, and then it will ultimately be decided by producer TJ what the ultimate Christmas movie is. It's all happening today on the Hopecast.
Hey, I'm Steve. I'm the Gen Xer.
And I'm Bethany. I'm a millennial.
We used to do morning radio together, but now we're podcasting.
And despite being at different life stages, we're passionate about sharing ways to live out our faith in Christ.
And we have a lot of fun, too. So whether you're old school
or new school,
you're going to find hope here.
Let's get started.
All right, welcome in, Hope Dealers. We are glad that you're here. It's Christmas week.
Christmas! Woo! I dressed festive. Did you notice?
I did. Yeah, a little bit of plaid.
A little plaid, you know.
It's a little dark plaid, but it's okay. It's not as
it's
festive.
green. It's green.
It is green.
That's what I was going for.
I'll give you that. And I'm, a little bit of kind of olive green.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
So,
You're trying.
We're trying.
Minimal effort here.
It's Christmas week, so we thought we were going to do something fun. We decided on trying to figure out what is the ultimate number one Christmas movie of all times.
It's a big discussion. A lot of options.
It is.
A lot of Christmas movies. And I think we need to do a little disclaimer. Anybody that knows me knows that I enjoy the occasional cheesy Hallmark Christmas movie.
Right.
We're not counting that.
No.
So no cartoons.
No, we have some cartoons.
We do?
Yes, I have some
okay.
cartoons
You
listed.
have some cartoons.
I feel like those are classics, and we just can't overlook them.
So just no Hallmark movies, no Netflix Christmas movies, none of that stuff. These are movies that are either...
They're timeless.
Yeah, like kind of the cult classics that you go back to all the time, released in theaters. These are good movies that I think are worthy of being on the list of the best Christmas movies of all time.
And here's how this is going to work. We're going to run through 10 of them. Bethany made a list of 5.
Yep.
I made a list of 5. And thankfully, these lists don't, mesh. I mean,
we didn't have any
matches.
matches.
Have any matches.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to debate between the two of us which movies should move on and which ones we should keep. And we'll eliminate. And when through the process of elimination, we'll get down to our number 1 movies each. Okay. Then we will decide on
between those two
by turning things over to our producer, TJ.
Yeah.
TJ will then be the ultimate Judge Wapner, Judge Judy. He will be the one with the gavel, the powdered wig, the black robe. And
I really do wish we had a powdered wig for him. I think that would add a little extra something special.
See, well, but we don't have that big of a budget.
So
we decided what we're going to do is let him make the ultimate decision. So therefore, it's not really us making the decision who the ultimate movie is.
Well, yeah, if we get any hate mail, we would prefer for it to be addressed to TJ.
That's exactly right. It's the way we live our lives. I
think the scoring should be 1 to 5 stars, so 5-star movie being the best. And I'll just read through the list. And
we have video, so we've got actual pictures of the movies, so people will be able to see them on our.
So we can go back and forth. So I'll alternate. I'll start with 1 from my list, go to 1 from your list, 1 from mine, 1 from yours, and so on.
That sounds good. You got both lists pulled up?
I do.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so let's start. This was from my list.
Okay.
I'm starting things off with the, if I'm not mistaken, 2004 classic Elf.
Okay.
Is that 2004, 2003?
I think so. Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, around there. But Elf. You have, Will Ferrell. He's the best. He's funny. This is my reason for having it on the list. I think Elf has everything that you want in a Christmas movie. It has some kind of magic element to it. He's an elf, but he's a human, so it has the human and the magic element. It has humor. It has a little bit of romance. It has some action, some adventure as they try to get the sleigh to fly at the end of the movie. They have that. Then I think, too, it has that just kind of like heartwarming element because Will Ferrell's character finally learns to accept himself and love himself for who he is, even though he's not an elf as he thought for, 30-odd years of whatever of living in the North Pole. He finally learns to accept himself as he is. And I think there's a heartwarming element there that is making this movie worthy of being celebrated as a great Christmas film. I personally give it, I would say 4 out of 5 stars. That's what I would rate it.
Okay. I agree with just about everything you said on this movie.
Okay.
But I still think it's one of the most overrated Christmas movies.
Overrated?
Yes, because of people just like you.
What?
Listen, it's a nice story. It's funny. I love the fact, after seeing it, the way they shot it, not using special effects, but actually just sleight of hand and eye as far as that. I think that's really cool the way the film was actually made.
Right.
But as far as what everybody goes crazy over, no, I don't. I mean, it's a funny. Will Ferrell's funny, and yes, I know him.
Yeah,
All that stuff is great. I get it, but I've seen the movie about twice, and I'm like, that's enough. I'm just not. I'm just not a super fan.
What would
of
your
Elf.
star rating be then?
3 out of 5.
3. So can we agree on a 3.5?
3.5. 3.5.
Halfway.
All right,
Okay. All right.
I don't think this has got a chance.
Okay, so we're gonna do 3.5. Okay.
Let's move on. What's
Okay.
what's the next one on the list?
So from this is your list. You put Christmas Vacation.
Okay, Christmas Vacation is, I think, a fantastic film because it has, again, all the elements that you're looking for. You're looking for the kind of the sweet, the kind of the family ties, and the family overboard stuff. Just going completely nuts because you're so surrounded with your family that it just makes you crazy and nuts, right? It's got the funny stuff with Cousin Eddie. It's got, the heartwarming stuff because Clark just wants to have an old-fashioned family Christmas. And in the middle of the movie, he's in the attic and he's watching the old home movies, right?
Right.
And it's really warm and fuzzy feeling, and he wants to just replicate that so badly. And he can't do it. Things just keep going wrong, right?
Okay.
And then you've got, of course, the whole scenes with the Christmas lights on the house, and it's the whole thing. And then cap it off, Cousin Eddie goes and kidnaps his boss because his boss didn't give the raise. Clark just saying it off the top of his head out of anger. Didn't really want his cousin to actually go kidnap the boss, but that happens, and it all happens from there. So I think because it's so quotable, because I think people can just quote this movie, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
I think that pushes it up in the classic range. I'm going to go a solid 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5? Okay,
Yes.
okay. Now, I got to be honest here. I have not seen Christmas Vacation. I know
You've got to be kidding me.
I haven't. But
How is that possible?
I just haven't. I don't know. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces on TV, but I've never, sat down and watched the entire thing all the way through.
Right.
So while I understand where you're coming from and I know other people that really like it, I don't have a personal connection to it. So I feel like I'll give it a 3 because I that's on me. I haven't seen it. That's my fault. So I'll give it a 3 just because I don't know where it's coming. You know what
again,
I mean?
it's not necessarily family friendly. There's some language in it and
Right.
everything, but still, it's still hilariously funny. And especially, I can't believe after all this time, I mean, the movie's been out for 30 years. How can you not seen it?
I've had plenty of time to see it. I just haven't. That's on me.
It is on you.
It's on me.
It's on you.
All
What's
right,
next?
Second on my list is the Santa Claus. So this is with Tim Allen in it, and he turns into Santa Claus. So the reason that this is on my list is because it is incredibly sentimental to me.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up watching this movie. This was a movie that we watched pretty regularly. I feel like it was on TV a lot, and I don't remember if we had the VHS. Maybe we did, but anyways, it kind of was in my childhood a lot. So I've seen this movie I don't know how many times, but it always makes me laugh. I like Tim Allen. I think he's funny, and I feel like the element of some of the humor, like Tim Allen's humor appeals to adults, and it's just kind of like the sarcasm that he has pretty much throughout the entire movie of how ridiculous is it that a grown adult man is turning into Santa Claus? Like, this is crazy.
Right.
And he acknowledges that, and there's humor to it, but then there's also this sweet thing of, his son and kind of wanting to have that connection. So I think all around, I'll give it a 4.5 with the extra and a half being because it's sentimental for me.
Well, I got to tell you, I really like this movie.
You do?
I really do.
Okay.
Absolutely like this movie. Judge Reinhold is low-key fantastic in it.
Well, I mean, he has the ugly sweater collection down to a science.
But the interaction between he and Tim Allen, I think, is hysterical.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny. I love the fact that Tim Allen, just what you were talking about, just the fact that how ridiculous is this, that he's becoming Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And he can't explain it to anybody because nobody would believe him. And then they get to the North Pole and the whole thing, it's really good. I'll go 4. I'll go a 4 stars.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I really like the Santa Claus.
Okay, so we can do a 4 here. And then
So I think that's the first one that can move on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's moving on. Next one on your list is Jack Frost.
Yes.
So explain this movie to me because I've never watched this. This
Okay,
is another one I haven't seen.
This is a low-key, really good movie, in
Really?
my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not something that, a lot of people will necessarily recognize, but it's Michael Keaton plays in it, which I think is one of the best actors.
Well, you got my vote. I love Michael Keaton. He's great.
I love him in everything. And he's really good in this. It's about a musician that doesn't spend a lot of time at home with families, chasing dreams, whole thing, and winds up dying in a car wreck. And then he comes back into his family's life through a snowman, as a snowman. Now, I know that's not the Christian thing, you know, the reincarnation, we don't believe
as a snowman,
but it's a story, but it's a good redemptive story that shows the power of family and a power of love as you move through. I really think it's a sweet movie. It's got a lot of heartstrings to it.
Okay.
So I think it's good. I have always enjoyed the movie, and I haven't seen it probably in a couple of years now, but I try to every year sit down and watch Jack Frost because I just think it's one of the best. So I will give that another 4.5 stars.
Okay, I'll give it a 4 because I just like Michael Keaton. So even though I haven't seen this movie, I'm trusting that it's a good movie just because of his performance. So exactly. I'll give it a 4.
That's the whole reason I even watched it to begin with. It's like Michael Keaton's got to be good.
It's got to be good. It is. Okay, cool. So third on my list is Home Alone. So this is, of course, Christmas classic. It's on all the time. You got baby Macaulay Culkin in there. For me, Home Alone is one of those movies that I liked it, I think, more as a kid because seeing him pull all these pranks, you're like, oh, this is genius. This is hilarious. Now as an adult watching it, I'm like, this kid's a brat. Like, his family's terrible, but he's kind of terrible too. But all that aside, I think it's a sweet movie. It's a funny movie. There's so much humor in it. And then the physical comedy of, you know, the two guys trying to break into the house, and there's just all of the pranks that are pulled and all that stuff, all the hilarity that ensues. I think this movie is, just because of kind of the status that it's at, you know, as being a classic, I'll give it a 3.5 with points being deducted because Kevin is a little spoiled. So I'll give points, you know, away for that.
I got to be completely honest with you. I forgot all about this movie.
Really?
Yes, I had totally forgotten. Yeah. I probably would have been on my list too.
Yeah.
But I did. And here's something else funny. We just watched this 2 nights ago at my house.
See, I haven't seen it in a while, so maybe I need to watch it again.
My 16-year-old daughter, my 7-year-old son, and my wife, I mean, just laughed.
It's funny.
Hysterically at it, especially at all the physical comedy like you were talking about.
Yeah.
When the two guys, the burglars, get hurt.
Right.
Through everything. And they're screaming just bloody murder.
Remind me, doesn't one get hit in the face with like a hot iron?
Hot iron, yes.
Right, and it like leaves a mark on his face?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And then Joe Pesci, he has a big tarantula crawling across him, and the other guy grabs a crowbar, and he's like, Marv, what are you doing? And he just waylays into him, and it just everybody just was rolling. It's very funny. It's really a good movie, and you're right. Macaulay Culkin is very funny in it. Very cute stage, 7, 8 years old, whatever. Yeah. But it takes control of the house because he's left home alone.
Right.
But you're right. I had forgotten too. Until you mentioned it, he is a little bratty because the reason he kind of gets left is because he's punished.
Right.
He has to go to the attic because he's talking bad to his mom, and his mom's just like, I don't want to deal with you right now. Well, they, forget about him and
take off,
which is not necessarily the best thing.
Terrible
in the world.
parenting.
Terrible parenting.
It's bad.
And then another great scene or a sequence of scenes is John Candy. So funny. He's the guy with the polka band.
Yeah.
He gives the mom a ride home from the I guess one of the airports to his home, and he's just hysterical. It's just one of the funniest scenes. So I think I'm actually going to rate this a little higher than you do. I'm going to go a 4.
Okay, so we can do a 4.
All right,
we'll do 4 on there. So next on your list is A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay, this is the bomb. This one is my favorite. Several reasons why. You know, Charlie Brown is so just melancholy.
Right.
Everything goes against Charlie Brown. He is the kind of
the Eeyore.
He's an Eeyore. That's exactly where I was going to go. He's the Eeyore of Charles Schultz world.
Yeah.
And Snoopy is there, and you have the Christmas tree, and everybody blames Charlie Brown for everything. And then the whole point of the program is, what's Christmas all about? What does it really mean? Then my boy Linus, he takes the stage, spotlight shines down on Linus, and Linus gives the reason for Christmas, which comes straight from Luke chapter 2. That right there, if nothing else, makes it the best Christmas movie ever.
That's true.
Because he goes and he tells the Christmas story, And he says, that's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown. And one of the things I never noticed before that somebody has picked up on, now, I don't know whether Charles Schultz meant this or not, the creator, but for the first time that anybody can ever tell, Linus lays down his blanket.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which is like his safety and his comfort and his peace.
Security blanket, literally.
To talk about the real meaning of Christmas. Which meaning he doesn't need the safety blanket and the peace because he's talking. At least that's what some people are reading into it now. Which maybe not was the original intent.
That's cool though.
So I give it like out of 5, I give it 15 and a half.
Okay, I'll back you up on that just because of the same reason. So we'll say overall 5.
5.
Are we gonna rate it that? Okay,
we're gonna rate it a perfect score of 5.
Perfect score. Okay,
right.
Next on my list is White Christmas.
Okay.
So White Christmas is I'm one of those people that I'm kind of picky about the older movies that I like because some of them aren't super great. Like some of them are just fine, but this is a movie that I think actually stands up to the hype. You know, it's an older movie, it's a classic, but it's actually really good. I think everything from the dancing and the singing, I think this is back when actors were truly all like triple threats, could do all of it. Sure. And I think it's just cool to see how they add in, you know, the songs and then the choreography and just kind of the blend of all those things, plus a really sweet story. I like it all around. And it's a movie that, even though it's not something I would want to watch every single day leading up to Christmas or something like that, it is a movie that I think you have a fire going, you have hot chocolate, you put on White Christmas. It's just kind of a cozy, feel-good movie. So I would say this is about a 4 is what I would rate it.
Never seen it.
You haven't?
I have never taken the time to watch it.
Bing Crosby. It's
know, and it's Ginger Rogers, right? I mean, it's like all the top, you know, dancers all and entertainers hitters of those. Yeah, it's a you know, New York Yankees lineup of power hitters as far as the musical theater goes. But I've never seen it.
Oh, you need to see it. It's a really sweet story.
I will go with you just because I'm sure you're absolutely right on all of that. But I've never seen one frame of it. Okay, so we'll do a 4 all around a 4. Right. Okay, next one on your list is The Miracle on 34th Street. This is a movie I haven't seen. Okay.
I've never seen it, and I feel like I may be breaking some rules by saying that.
Okay, actually, I don't know. I don't know how high this ranks in a lot of people's classics. I have seen both the original, which was in black and white,
right,
and the remake that was made about 20 years ago, something like this. Because I think the first one goes back to the 30s.
I thought that's what I thought. I thought it was like in the 34 maybe or something like that.
Something like that. And the whole premise of the movie is there's a little girl that doesn't believe in Santa Claus.
Yeah, and
so. There happens to be a man working at the department store there in New York City that says, well, I am Santa Claus. And, well, there's no such thing. And so that comes from it has the original line that you probably heard, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
Right,
You've heard that, right?
Yeah.
So that's where that line comes from. Now, I would almost wish they could blend it because I think the Santa Claus in the original movie is fantastic.
Okay.
The little girl, she's okay. Not nothing, but
yeah.
On the flip side, the Santa in the new one, I could do without. The little girl is precious in the second one. She and I don't remember her name, but she played Matilda. That little girl.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can picture her, and I'm blanking on her name.
I'm blanking on her name.
She's got like brown hair and bangs, and Matilda.
She's so sweet in that movie.
Yeah.
And so that if I could combine that Santa with that girl, then you're talking like a 5 all the way around. Probably 3.5.
Okay.
You know?
Well, because I haven't seen it, I'll say 3.5 too.
Okay.
And I think I can safely say I feel comfortable with the 3.5. I feel okay with that.
All right.
Okay.
Let's move on.
The final one on my list is Christmas with the Cranks. So this has you've got Tim Allen in it. I'm on kind of like a Tim Allen kick, but I've got Tim Allen in it, Jamie Lee Curtis. This movie for me is one that can make me laugh out loud. Right. I read the book. It's based on a book by John Grisham, and it's...
Oh, I didn't know it was a book.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's hysterical. The book makes me laugh out loud. The movie makes me laugh out loud. And it's basically this couple that goes all out for Christmas every single year. They throw the biggest Christmas Eve party on the block, and they spend thousands and thousands of dollars on Christmas. And Tim Allen's character, Luther, has like a conniption when he realizes that they've spent so much money in the past few years on Christmas. He's like, this is insanity. So they decide to boycott Christmas and to go on a cruise instead. Mm-hmm. it all just kind of culminates in their daughter leaves and comes back unexpectedly, expecting to have Christmas ready for her when she comes back. So they have to give up their cruise and then cobble together a Christmas party. It's super funny. Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen together make a hysterical couple. They're super funny. They have all of these like crazy adventures. He gets Botox because he wants to look young for the cruise. And like, there's a scene that always gets me. He has Botox in his face and he's trying to eat mangoes in like a mall, like cafeteria area, and he can't get them in his mouth and they keep falling out. It makes me laugh every time. So there's that. And then there's also like, of course, the heartwarming element to it. At the end, he realizes like, hey, we all make sacrifices for Christmas. Yes, we have to spend a little extra, or yeah, we have to be around people that aren't always easy to be around, but it's Christmas. It's what we do. It's all about family, and we sacrifice for the people that we care about. And really, I think the overall message of it is how much you need other people. His neighborhood comes together to help him throw this kind of last minute Christmas Eve party, and it's just sweet. It's a funny movie. There's plenty of hysterical moments, but it's also like really a sweet film. So I like this one. I would give this one, I'm debating between a 4.5 and a 5. I like it. I'm going to say 5.
Okay. You're going to say 5.
I'm putting it out there.
And I got to tell you, I completely agree with you.
You've seen it?
I have seen this movie, but it has been a long time. In fact, I was going to put it on my list, and then I saw you had yours, so I was going to I went with something else. But I completely agree. I think this is one of the best Christmas movies ever made.
Yeah.
And it does. It makes me laugh hard when I watch it a lot of times. Especially, I just love the dynamic between Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis in it. I just think it's just really funny. And the whole premise of the movie, just we're not doing Christmas, we're going on a cruise.
Yeah.
I think that's fun too.
I can see that's a conversation that you and Jana would have too.
Well, yeah.
Like I feel like you and your wife might get to the point where you're like, you know what? Pack the bags. We're going on a cruise.
So I think I would go 5 on that.
Okay.
So, I mean, really, I really enjoy that movie.
Well, last one on the list. This is from your list. You said How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original.
Yes.
So, okay. So this is this one, not the one with Jim Carrey.
No. I don't care for the one with Jim Carrey.
Okay.
And then they made one here recently.
I haven't seen the one with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. This is a little known fact about me. Jim Carrey creeps me out. Nothing against him personally. I'm sure he's a very nice man, but there's something about his face. I don't know if I've ever seen a movie with him in it.
Really?
Yeah. I have like a fear of Jim Carrey. I don't know what it is, but something about his face just like kind of creeps me out. I don't know.
Well, this is not that movie, so you're all good on that.
So I'm safe on this. Yeah.
And they just remade it like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And they made it all kind of sweet and sappy. I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
This is the original one.
Right.
That goes back to the 60s. And it's just so good. It's Dr. Seuss. And I'm sure you know the story of how the Grinch stole Christmas. His heart's 3 sizes too small,
right.
The whole thing. And it makes me laugh. And I love the fact that it's such a heartwarming story because he starts out as the Grinch. And then, of course, by the end of the movie, he changes his tune and he loves Christmas by the end of the movie. But they softened it up for the latest remakes. This one is the full redemption story. So I really like it. I don't know that I like it more than Christmas with the Cranks.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 4.5.
Okay. I'll say a 3.5 because I think this does have some of the things that you do want in a Christmas movie, but I agree. I don't know if it's better than some of the others we've mentioned.
And I just think Max is so good. The little dog, when he
right.
cracks the whip and Max, is this big of a dog, but yet he's pulling all the sleigh and pulling everything. It's great. It's great. But yeah, 4.5.
Okay. So overall score is going to be 4. And that leaves our top 2 picks with being the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
And Christmas with the Cranks.
All right.
Those are our top 2.
We are going to have a chance for TJ to weigh in and actually determine which movie is better because we're going to make our cases again, and we'll do that after this.
Wow. Look at that tease.
Well,
I'm proud of you.
I know. Something that we're very passionate about here at the Hopecast is introducing you to the businesses that support us and help them to grow.
And one of our favorite businesses happens to be owned by one of our biggest listeners. It's Tina Clark from Love Your Flair Boutique. It's an online store with tons of super cute stuff, and they just rolled out a bunch of new items just in time for fall. So whether you want an adorable shirt for Thanksgiving or football season, or one with like a Bible verse on it to wear year-round, Love Your Flair Boutique has something that you'll love.
Tina has always had this dream of starting a business like Love Your Flair, but really never acted on it until she realized that by taking this leap of faith to go out on her own, she'd be able to show her kids that dreams can be achieved. Bethany and I have really enjoyed getting to know her lately, and we know that you're going to love her too. So check out all that she has to offer over at Love Your Flair's Facebook page. Check the show description for the link, or just go to StephenBethany.com. All right, welcome back, Hope Dealers. We are just about set to find out what is the ultimate Christmas movie ever made in the history of history.
Not that we're professionals or anything, but that's the title that we're putting on it.
That's exactly what we're doing. Before we get there, we're going to have TJ, who has listened intently to every single argument we've made about both of these films, which, by the way, remind everybody which ones they are.
It's A Charlie Brown Christmas and then Christmas with the Cranks. Those are the top two.
Yes. And so we're going to let TJ be the ultimate arbiter. He's our Judge Judy, our Judge Wapner, all rolled into one.
Right.
So we'll do that in just a second. We want to say thanks, though, Blue Stream Media, for allowing us to be here on the holidays and to be here and to do what we do with the lights, the cameras, the sound, everything. Blue Stream Media, BLU Stream Media, for any event that you've got coming up, because they can handle it. And TJ and his team do a fantastic job. We would love for you, if you've got a church event, conference coming up, concert, hey, call them. They can help you. For real.
Yeah, it's bluestreammedia.com, BLUstreammedia.com. We also want to say a big thank you to Tina Clark from Love Your Flair Boutique. If you are a procrastinator like I am, and you maybe got like a birthday for somebody that you care about coming up, or an anniversary or something like that, and you need a last minute gift, be sure to check out Tina's Boutique. It's in the link below. She's got so many cute t-shirts, hats, totes, all kinds of things with really cute designs on them. And it's something that's kind of perfect for everyone. So maybe it's your spouse, sister, friend, daughter, anybody in the middle. It's a great way to make sure that that person feels cared for and loved on with a gift. So check out Tina's Boutique. Again, it's listed down below.
And we want to say thanks to all of our patrons as well. They have joined us really from the word go when we started this podcast, to be able to do this and to pray for us and encourage us, and to be able just to kind of have a community, kind of a little family. So if you'd like to join the little family, we've got links there for you. Tiers start at $5 a month. You get the weekly videos early and ad free. We got all kinds of messages we do. We do video shout outs a lot of times for people that are part of our Patreon, and so much more. They get exclusive emails, all kinds of stuff. So it's worth doing. It's $5 a month. Come on. You can join us. The link is in the show notes below. Okay. So now we've got all of that taken care of, and we are now ready for the big reveal.
The big reveal. So, right. TJ, I want you to really think about this. Think about kind of our arguments and what we've laid out already. My vote was Christmas with the Cranks. Yours was A Charlie Brown Christmas as the top Christmas movie.
Right.
And, you know, I think for Christmas with the Cranks, I said it before and I'll say it again, I think it has all the things that you want in a movie. It's funny. It's got some physical comedy stuff, and it's got just funny moments and kind of like creative jokes and things like that. But then it's got that heartwarming element. It's about a family. It's about a neighborhood. I think it's just everything that you want. I think it's fun.
I completely agree. And if it wasn't for A Charlie Brown Christmas, I would be right there with you voting for it. But I do think Charlie Brown Christmas ranks just a teeny tiny bit higher because of just who Charlie Brown is, the whole Peanuts gang, the whole putting on of the play, everything that goes with it. The little Christmas tree has become iconic.
Right.
Snoopy, Woodstock have become iconic in that. And then the cherry on top, the sprinkle on the sundae, is Linus giving the real reason for Christmas. So I think because of that, A Charlie Brown Christmas should deserve the #1 Christmas movie of all time. So now our arguments have been made.
They have.
And now we have to deliberate and let the judge decide. Okay, so Judge, do you have a decision?
I do, but I think before.
Oh, all right. Hang on.
Easy, Steve.
That was not me. That was Bethany. Let the record show.
I got you trigger happy.
Let the record show.
Before we go into it, I think that it's worth saying that you both have some homework to do.
Whoa.
There were several movies that one of you had not seen from the other's list.
Yeah.
Am I going to get called out?
And so I'm not calling any names, Bethany.
I feel like I'm going to get called out. Yeah.
I think
that Christmas Vacation is a
I know.
bad.
I know.
It's like a scarlet letter.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it moving, TJ.
I think your lack of knowledge and viewership on some of these definitely was the pitfall of some of my favorite movies.
Okay.
That didn't make the
So
top
what
two.
what
for
didn't
sure.
make it?
Well, I think first of all, Christmas Vacation's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's a little colorful, but it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would have voted that one higher.
Okay.
There were several that I didn't see, so it was interesting.
Okay.
You know, but I was surprised that Home Alone didn't score higher than it did.
Really?
Yes, that was probably one of my favorites growing up.
Okay.
But okay, all of that to say, and
Are we ready for the drum roll now?
let the hate comments begin.
Okay.
This is a lot of pressure to pick the best Christmas movie of all time.
Of all time.
You know, but I feel like based on your arguments, so I'm putting the liability back on Stephen Bethany here. So address your hate comments to Stephen Bethany. The greatest movie of all time is Christmas with the Cranks.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow, an upset there.
Christmas with the Cranks. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a good one all
It
around.
is. It is. I still would like to see if I could have an appeal. You know, if we could have an appeal on this,
Well,
but
you know
no,
what?
I
Maybe
agree.
next year.
I think everybody should just agree, do a double feature.
Yes,
watch both.
absolutely.
Just watch both.
Absolutely. And with Christmas being tomorrow, we want to say thank you for listening and thank you for joining us every week here on the Stephen Bethany Hopecast. We certainly hope you have a wonderful, blessed, and just awesome time tomorrow celebrating. And we appreciate everything you've done for us through this whole year. And we're going to be back next week.
Yeah, we're so thankful for you guys. Hope you have a Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you next week.
Good night, Olive Branch.